Welcome back to the Pesky Report, episode 519, presented by Beyond the Monster. I'm Jordan, just Jack today. No Brian. It's Brian's daughter's birthday. Happy birthday to Brian's daughter. Yeah, Jack, how you feeling going into coming out of this series with the D-backs?
Well, at least they won today because I was having a bad time the first two games. So I feel less bad. I'm not feeling great about the general energy at the moment, and obviously we'll talk about that. But they've been a team that's been very inconsistent on the road throughout the season, both against good teams and against bad teams. And they still managed to win one. Let's go to Sacramento and hopefully suck less there, and head back to Fenway, figure out where things are, because that series against the Yankees next weekend, that's going to be massive, and that's where most of my attention is.
Yeah, and the way they played, it almost is like they're looking ahead to it as well. It's been really bad, and I mean, bullpen games. This is going now back to the Guardian series. Bullpen games are kind of hit or miss. You're requiring so many different people to be on over the course of the game. All you need is one guy to suck, and it completely throws the entire thing for down a tailspin. But then you come into this D-back series, and it was just a CF for the first two games. Offense was blah. They did come back and fight their way back into game one. Then Justin Slayton had his worst outing of the 2025 season, probably. And you end up losing game one, 10-5. This is gonna probably be more of a State of the Union episode than just a series recap. Nobody wants to talk about what just happened, other than Nick Sogard saved our lives, and Aroldis Chapman struck out 4 guys in 3 outs, which is pretty sick. Yeah, I mean, anything about this series in particular that you want to talk about?
I guess the one thing I would probably want to talk about is Tolle, just because this was probably the absolute floor of his ability. It was a lot of stuff just not going his way at all. Wasn't locating great. And, you can tell that fastball is elite at the end of the day. Even in a tough start, you're like, yeah, that pitch is elite. But the secondaries are going to have to develop more. And hopefully, is the next start, he'll probably pitch in this Sacramento series. So he's going to a minor league park. Might not be the ideal circumstances either there, but just hopefully he can kind of put one together that's closer to his first outing than his second outing, because it was tough to watch. It made me very sad watching Payton Tolle go through it in Arizona, because I was tuned in. I was like, okay, I made sure I was home. Luckily, it was a late start. I'm like, okay, I'm locked in. And then I was just very sad watching as things unfolded.
Yeah, he definitely struggled in this one. And it's not like the Diamondbacks are a tough team to strike out. I mean, they are relative to the league, but they still strike out over 20% of the time as a team. And like Tolle, I think he only had like 5 or 6 whiffs. I know Giolito only had 5 whiffs. Bayo's a guy who is very inconsistent in the whiffs he generates over the course of a start, or from start to start. One game he'll have 15, one game he'll have 3. It's all over the place. But yeah, Tolle, first, I think you mentioned it, first time he's pitched on like regular MLB starter rest ever. Like, even you want to look at his college career, like those guys pitch once a week, starters pitch once a week. And he's, it kind of like, I am not mad Payton Tolle got called up. I think it's great. I mean, he's a super talented guy, best pitcher probably in the organization talent wise outside of Crochet, just pure raw talent. But the main hang up and why people wanted the Red Sox to do better at the trade deadline as far as acquiring starting pitching goes is you don't have to keep throwing more rookies into the fire And now you have to deal with the growing pains of Payton Tolle. And like, I think long term, they'll be worthwhile growing pains, but you're in a playoff race here. Can you really afford to have him pitch like he did in this series? I don't know. I mean, especially if Dustin May is going to be getting more starts, he is
Right.
scheduled to pitch in this series. Like, you can't really afford to have Dustin May pitch a game and deal with the growing pains of Payton Tolle. Plus, there's still this weird thing with Kyle Harrison, which we have no idea if he's ever going to pitch, if he's real. And then also, Connolly Early got pulled from the second game of the doubleheader today, or got scratched from it. So now he's in the mix. That's just another rookie. It's just,
Yeah.
no, it's a mess right now as far as the pitching is concerned. And I think there's 4 more off days or 3 more off days this season, so maybe it'll be a little less weird. But right now they're in a weird spot with their pitching staff.
They totally are. And the whole thing, throughout the first half of the season, or at least once Giolito started pitching well around June, was like, okay, you have your Crochet, Bayo, Giolito, that top 3, that's really good. But you need to get through those other 2 out of 5 starts. And at the deadline, it was like, okay, you have the opportunity to go get a guy to fix that. And they chose Dustin May, which I know nobody, at least of us, was thrilled about. But I was like, all right, Craig, maybe you see something. I was a big Merrill Kelly guy all season long. And obviously he's shoved since going to Texas. And I understand you can't force a team to make a trade with you at the end of the day. Like, we don't know what offer was presented to the Diamondbacks, and what the Rangers were willing to go above and beyond or whatever. But it's like, if this team had Kelly in the rotation right now going into the playoffs, I'd be like, okay, that gives me a top 4 that I feel confident in. Obviously, Giolito's coming off a kind of whatever start, and Lavilo was down. He was sitting around 92 for most of it, which you don't really want to see. You kind of want Giolito in that 94 or like 93.5 range. I know he's not going to be throwing smoke, but 92 freaks me out a little. And, but yeah, it's going to be hard. And I mean, I understand the Tigers made it look kind of okay with Scooble and prayers, but that's not how I want to go on a playoff push. I'd like to have a legit rotation, or at least a legit 4th option. Maybe, this was an aberration, growing pain start until he's going to pull it together. But like, I really would like to have a guy beyond Crochet, Bayo, Giolito, and not have to wait till a Joe Ryan trade or a Ranger Suarez signing going into the 26th season to make that happen.
Yeah, for sure. And it's like, I don't want to advocate for Walker Buehler because he was terrible. I was very happy to see him get released, especially for Payton Tolle. I didn't think they'd have the stones to do it. I think when Matt, Isaiah, and I did the episode literally the day before Payton Tolle's debut, where I was like, there's no way it'll be Buehler related. Like, he's in the bullpen. They'll DFA Isaiah Campbell, or Zach Kelly will go to purgatory, or Marcelo will hit the 60-day or whatever. That's how they'll make it work. So, kudos for having the stones to release the guy, but at least he was giving you a start every 5th day. I know they moved him to the pen already, but like, that was kind of because he sucked. But like, you could have just kept him in the rotation, because then you just did the same thing with Dustin May. You just stuck him in the bullpen. And that was the guy you traded for at the deadline to give you rotation help. And it's,
and traded the highest regarded prospect you got in the Devers deal in order to do so. Which,
and that's a whole other can of worms, because again, Kyle Harrison isn't real. They like called him up from Worcester like by accident. Like, maybe they like they butt dialed him, and he just heard like part of the dialogue, because they like returned him right away. They're like, we don't need you. And Jordan Hicks is terrible and now on the injured list. So you're looking at a trade that now looked like a salary dump at the outset, but at least you had Harrison coming in, who's an intriguing player, and Jordan Hicks is a guy they wanted last year and didn't get. But the more time that passes, it just looks like a true salary dump. And you see now, Yoshida did drive in a run in game 2, big whoop. They lost 5-1.
But he's our leadoff man now.
He's not hitting. Roman Anthony's hurt. The trading Devers didn't not get rid of the log jam, because you still have a million outfielders. Granted, thank God they didn't trade any, because Roman and Willier are both hurt.
Right.
And then, you trade James Tibbs in the deal for Dustin May, who's been a zero. I mean, he gave you a couple of good outings back to back against Baltimore and Houston, but he's been terrible. And it's just, now you're in this position where you're throwing rookies into the fire and almost being like, this was our plan. Like, it sucks. It really does. You could have just, I mean, like you said, you can't make a team trade with you, But I feel like what does Mike Hazen have against Craig Breslow? Craig Breslow won him a World Series in 2013. What does he have against Craig that he's unwilling to trade Merrill Kelly to Boston? I think if anything, Mike Hazen would be pretty motivated to move a guy to Boston for a playoff push. But who knows?
It's making me yearn for Sean Newcomb, and I didn't think I'd ever get to that point. But you know what? I'm kind of like, I miss the Sean Newcomb era, because at least he showed up,
Yeah.
and it was ugly, but you somehow were winning a lot of those games.
Yeah, it was the 10 base runners for 4 innings, but somehow only 2 earned runs. I mean, Buehler was starting to do that, and I think what's really driving me nuts about the Buehler thing is, like, push comes to shove, you knew you could get at least 4 innings out of him, and like now, I mean, with the I don't trust Dustin May to get an out, much less give you 4 innings. I mean, that outing against Cleveland. His bullpen, I mean, I know he was on short rest or short-ish rest. I think maybe it was 4 days, but that first inning, he threw like 15 pitches, 4 strikes, and somehow escaped with a 0. Like, he doesn't throw strikes. That's another issue. Jordan Hicks doesn't throw strikes. He's again on the IL. It's just a mess. And I feel like if you're going to go the bullpen game route, like now it seems to be like Bernardino plus like Zach Kelly can get you 5 innings of work. And like, I mean, Kelly pitched today and that wasn't very good, but I don't know. It's just, it's weird. It's almost like there's a day where you can make trades to improve your roster in ways that you have weaknesses. And like Breslow's still waiting for that day to come. It just didn't happen already. So got to give him some time.
Yeah, and I know Matt's had like that one blow up, but in general, like, yeah, I've been very pro Steven Matz. That's a trade that filled a need. It got you a lefty reliever who has been on the whole pretty damn effective for you. So good job with that. And you lucked into Nate Lowe is the best first baseman in the league. So not filling that hole was good, actually. But we all knew this team needed one more starter, and Dustin May was, struggling with the Dodgers. And if the Dodgers want to move on from a guy, I think we need to come to the realization it's probably for a reason. Like, the Dodgers are an organization that isn't giving up on guys because they feel like it. So maybe stop going after the guys they want no part of, because they're smart.
They weren't even willing to give Buehler the qualifying offer. Like they were like, please leave. They were like, please get out. Like, thanks for the ring. Thanks for getting that, that super cool moment at the end of the World Series with the WB Mason sign behind you in the picture. Like, yeah, it goes hard, whatever, but like, bye. And the Sox were like, here's $21 million. And I don't want to give Breslow too much crap for it. I really wanted Walker Buehler. I fell for it. I won the Fell For It Again award for Walker Buehler. But yeah, no, it's just it's tough getting to this point in the season, and now it's like Giolito hasn't pitched a full season since 2023. That year was terrible. He hasn't been both healthy the whole year and good since 21. Bayo, he's always been kind of a guy who's really streaky. And like, when I say really streaky, like the stretches are long, and he's been good. Like, I mean, he had a bad start his last time out. Today he was okay, but like, Crochet's in uncharted waters. And then
he's already blown past his career innings mark.
Yeah. Like, this was what happened last year with Cutter Crawford and Tanner Houck.
Now, granted, Crochet's in a different stratosphere of talent level from those guys, but
for sure,
totally.
But also, but to be fair, also, like, the Tanner Houck at the All-Star break last year was in that same conversation with Garrett Crochet. Not this version of Crochet,
right,
but like,
last year
he was dominant when he hit his innings limit or his innings total from the previous year, and it teetered a bit. And I think it's more rest. I think Crochet with an extra day will probably be fine. Like, I'm terrified for the A's in this series. I think they're going to probably get abused on Monday, but who knows? They're in a difficult spot. That's why, like you said, Merrill Kelly made a lot of sense. He's only pitched 30 plus times a year every year of his major league career, and he's only pitched in October a couple of times. He's only gone wire to wire with the WBC and a World Series once. Like, he's durable. He's battle tested.
ERA of 2.25. Like,
yeah, he's only a workhorse. It's only a guy that's consistently a mid threes ERA guy. Like, is he sexy? No, but like I'd rather get outs than wish upon a star that Dustin May can tap into the potential from 7 years ago. By the way, like the dude's fractured his esophagus more times than he's pitched into the 7th inning, I think, in this big league career. And like, it's a messed up joke because he almost died, but like that's true. Like he's not been a good big leaguer by and large, and that was your deadline help. It sucks. And, the Devers thing too, it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, but like every part of why trading him was a bad thing has been exaggerated by Roman Anthony's injury.
Right.
Now 1-3 without Roman. Thankfully, Nick Sogard saved everybody's bacon.
Right. So like we might have had to cancel the show if Nick Sogard didn't show up today. Like there was a chance there was no podcast. So
yeah, seriously, what time did I'd been wondering why there was background noise. I don't know if you've been able to hear the noise. No. My phone somehow opened tied in the 8th. It's just been playing on my phone the entire time.
Well, it hasn't picked up, so that's good.
It hasn't picked up, but if anybody listening to the podcast has been hearing it, my fault. It only took 16 minutes for me to realize it. Now the pod's like a quarter of the way over. What did I say? 4:57. I don't even want to talk about this shit. Like we were literally that's where we were 3 hours ago. But yeah. Thank you, Nick Sogard. Thank you, Jordan Lawlar, as well, for your service. 2 errors today. Just tremendous.
Yeah, see, I'll do my fell for it in the sense that this goes back to draft day 2021. I wanted Lawlar over Marcelo, which I'm glad did not happen in hindsight, obviously, even though Marcelo is obviously, been going through it with the injury stuff. On that draft day, I was like, I preferred Lawlar. I thought he reminded me a lot of Bobby Witt Jr. In terms of the power, speed, shortstop from the Dallas area. I'm like, he could get a right-handed hitter. I thought he fit the lineup construction a little better. And it was like, thank God that didn't happen because I'm much, much happier with Marcelo.
Jordan Lawlar entering play today had a career WRC plus. Do you want to guess?
It's got to be bad.
Take a guess. I'll tell you higher or lower. I'll give you two guesses because I know you're gonna get the first one wrong. So I'll give you 2 guesses. I'll let you know higher or lower. Lower.
29.
Oh, if only. -16.
Holy shit. Yeah, thank God Chaim, was smart and took Marcelo because I would have taken Jordan Lawlar 4th overall, and I would feel quite dumb right now.
He did go 1 for 4 today. Drove in a run. Actually tied the game in the bottom of the 7th off of Zach Kelly. Had an RBI single.
I can't imagine what that WRC plus was before that.
For the season, this is including his RBI single. It is -20 in 2025.
God, yeah. So dodged a bullet there. Luckily, sophomore year of college, me was not the president of baseball operations for the Sox. So.
I mean, with the way they turn over the front office position, you might somebody in your position might be the next hire if Breslow doesn't last through 2026. Like we're talking maybe even like high school at that point for just somebody willing to work for minimum wage and do whatever John Henry says. But we'll see. My mic muted for a second. I don't know what happened. But yeah.
John Henry was not amused by that.
John Henry did not approve this message, unfortunately. But yeah, Sox lose the series 2-1, but they win the finale 7-4. Aroldis Chapman, like I said at the beginning, struck out 4 guys in an inning of work. Yes, I did not say that. I did not speak incorrectly. He literally struck out 4 guys in 1 inning. Wild pitch drop, 3rd strike to I don't remember who was hitting, but he reached, and now Chapman's ERA for the season is higher than Jordan Lawlar's WRC plus. It is 0.98. He's a freak, and
I can't believe all it took was Connor Wong being like, aim the pitch. Like, can you imagine how good? Like, Chapman might be better than Mariano if someone had told him aim the pitch like 15 years ago.
Seriously, and like, oh my goodness. I mean, we're talking about a dude who's had a Hall of Fame caliber career. He probably
Right.
isn't. He probably isn't there yet because he's probably got to get the arbitrary 400 saves to
Right.
be considered a Hall of Famer. He's at 364 now, so probably next year we're talking him
Yeah.
as a viable Hall of Fame guy. Um, Connor Wong literally created a Hall of Famer. Mookie Betts could never. So Heimblum's success? Question mark.
Streets are saying.
Streets are saying that the Red Sox won that trade because I don't think Mookie Betts is telling Aroldis Chapman that he should consider locating.
Because it's great because Chapman's career ERA is 2.52. So
Yeah.
imagine, like, if he'd been aiming the fastball this whole time, how much lower does it get? Like,
Yeah, it's
where
crazy.
in the ones are we?
Like, it's crazy. He's had 3 years counting this one with his walks per 9 under 3. His ERA those years 1.51 in 2012, 1.55 in 2016, and now 0.98 in 2025.
Yeah, so
Again,
he
reminder, he's 37.
Yeah. So at least in terms of regular season stuff, because obviously the postseason stuff is what sets Rivera apart. But it's like there's a world where he's the best regular season closer in baseball history. If he just knew I should decide where the fastball's going before I throw it.
I'm trying to think about how he could have made it. Like, I get it. He threw 106 miles an hour. Like, obviously, a dude throws that hard, he's going to get the opportunity to like pitch. But how did he get to year 15 and just never registered? I walk a lot of guys. What if I stopped doing that? Like, we're in year 15. And Connor Wong had to tell him that walks are bad. Like, I don't get it. Because it's not like he's also upticked the strikeouts. Like, his walks are down, but so are the Ks. Like, this is the second worst. Oh no, it's up over 13 now with today's affair. But entering today, it was like the third worst of his career Ks per 9. And this
Which
is
makes
again
sense.
the best
He's
year of his
37
career.
years old. Like,
Yeah.
it's completely within reason. But it's like, yeah, if he was doing this when he was like, in his 20s, it's like, holy shit, the seasons that could have happened.
Yeah, we're talking like Eric Gagne wouldn't be the last reliever to win the Cy Young Award if Aroldis Chapman knew what strikes were in 2012 or 13.
Yeah.
He's it's ridiculous how good he's been. And if the Red Sox had done what everybody wanted and signed Tanner Scott, like, he's not having a bad year for the Dodgers, but he's got like a 3.7 ERA. Imagine our closer having 3 runs worse on his ERA.
Yeah.
Like,
And not to mention he's doing that with half his games at Dodger Stadium versus being a left-handed pitcher at Fenway Park.
Yeah.
Like, those are very different set of circumstances.
Yeah, and it's weird too because I feel like Chapman throws a lot more pitches now that are like under 95. Like, it's almost like he warms up in the like he gets himself ready, and then the first like 5 pitches of his actual outing are like, let me feel you out real quick. Let me just throw pause. Let me throw 94, 95, get ahead in the strike in the at bat because it's like guys are just giving him strikes. He's using the slider a lot more, but his fastball velocity on average is half a mile an hour faster than it was last year with Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So he's honed in his command. And he's throwing harder. This is stupid. Like, it's dumb. It's really dumb. The sport is so stupid, but hey, like, it's helping the Sox win games. 29th save of the year for Chapman. I think the last 30 save guy was Kimbrel in 18.
Sounds right.
Unless Workman did it in 19. I think he took the closer role a little too late. And Kenley had to have hit 30, right? Or was he in the mid 20s?
I feel like he was like consistently mid 20s.
Kenley Jansen had, yeah. So yeah, it'd have to be Kimbrel in because I know in 2022 it was like John Schreiber led the way with like 8. It was like a very Christian Vasquez leads the team in steals kind of year.
The best kind of year.
Yeah, and the same year Matt Barnes I think had like 25 or 24 or something like that because he was stupid in the first half and then the derogatory form of stupid in the second half. And then 2020 was not real, and then 19 was Brandon Workman masterclass. Yeah, so it'd have to be Kimbrel in 18.
Yeah.
Crazy. It's been 7 years since the Red Sox had a guy with 30-plus saves, and Chapman isn't there yet. I mean, for all we know, the way the Red Sox have been playing, he may not get another opportunity.
Yeah, this could have been it.
This could have been it, but
he went out on a high note.
he did. 4 strikeouts in 1 inning of work. So Sox win the finale 7-4. Nick Sogard, the hero. Carlos Narvaez with the insurance run. I'm a little worried about when that Chapman blow up's going to happen. I'm like really hope that it's like the last outing of the regular season. Like I don't want to go into the postseason with Chapman having like a .82 ERA. Like he's probably all but like unless he is terrible the rest of the way, he's probably locked up AL reliever of the year by now.
I agree.
Like if you want to go into like the Am I back?
Yes, you're back.
I'm back. Sorry for that. If he wants to blow up in the last game of the season, barring unless the Red Sox need to win, I'd rather him blow up in the wild card game than game 162. But if you want to give it up like 3 or 4 runs on September 28th, cool. Go ahead. That's fine. Works for me.
Or maybe he just never will. Maybe he's just the best reliever ever now.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool. And it explains why Connor Wong's allowed to keep playing. Him becoming Bayo's personal catcher and saving Aroldis Chapman's career is like 2 of the funniest Connor Wong outcomes maybe ever. But yeah. Anything else from the series before we move on to kind of I guess it'd be more of a State of the Union, but maybe more of just a preview of the A's series.
Yeah, I mean, the State on catch was cool. That's really the only other thing I care about. It's like, damn, that was cool. He's so good.
And Obi thought he got hurt. Obi thought he got hurt. Obi's had a great year. Like I'm not gonna crap on him too much, but like that was like imagine Sadon's highlight reel at the end of his career, and it's just, oh no, he's hurt. We caught it. Mike Monaco would not let that happen. Cooper Boardman, you could hear him from Worcester celebrating that catch. I say that with love. Cooper Boardman's awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Red Sox are now 79-65 ? Yes. 79-65. With 3 coming up with the A's. I just checked the start times. Guess who will not be staying awake for at least one of those games? I'll stay up for Crochet on Monday, but I am not. I will go to bed.
You're not locking in for Dustin May?
No. When Dustin May starts locking in for Dustin May, I'll start locking in for Dustin May. I don't need to watch the Sox get diced by Jeffrey Springs in the Big 2025 with Dustin May on the other side. Like, congrats to Kurtz preemptively for the second 4 home run game of his rookie season. But yeah, you got what are you looking forward to as far as this upcoming series for the Sox? You think this could be kind of a get right? We'll give our predictions towards the end. I don't want this to be under 30 minutes. We got to at least strive for the Section 10 clean 40. I don't think 28 is acceptable.
No, we can get there. Oh, you muted again.
I know. I hate it here. I don't know what's going on with my mic, but
yeah, we can hit that easy. There's enough to talk about. But yeah, I mean, hopefully this can be a get right series. I admittedly usually look at the probables ahead of time. I haven't today. But I mean, ideally a little more rest for Crochet will be a good thing for him. And then you're looking at May and Tolle on Tuesday and Wednesday, and hopefully, fingers crossed things are all right with those guys. I don't know who you said Springs on Tuesday, so that'll be fun. Red Sox Hall of Famer and 2020 legend. And I hope so. I mean, you're playing this little league park and they don't have great starting pitching in general. So maybe the bats can get hot. And obviously without Roman, it's it's hard to get excited about this offense, because, and we talked about it last week. It's like you trade Devers and it was like, okay, Roman, please come up and save the season. And then he did. He was instantly the best player on the team and was, carrying the offense pretty, and even like when he first came up, it was kind of, it wasn't perfect by any means, but the, underlying metrics were always good. And then once he started hitting. Once he started hitting leadoff, then the power came. It was like everything was starting to get put together. And he was starting to look like, okay, yeah, this guy is going to be a top 10 player in the league in a matter of time. And I do think the injury has, kind of killed some of the vibes also. Like, I think, I'm not going to be like, oh, well, these guys getting paid millions of dollars to play professional baseball don't care because the 21-year-old died. But at the same time, I think, he was kind of the thing that made everyone kind of be like, okay, this is going to be fine after that road trip, after the Devers trade was kind of a disaster in a lot of ways. And you're going to need these guys to start hitting. I know Story has been kind of slowly getting it back together. And, with Bregman, I know he's playing hurt, but you're going to want more out of Bregman right now. It's like the bats need to wake up, and playing in a AAA park, especially going into that Yankee series, it's probably the best situation for that to happen. But on the flip side, it's like Dustin May and Payton Tolle having to pitch in minor league parks, also not really ideal. Or even Crochet coming off his worst start of the season. It's like, probably not the landing spot. Granted, that lineup isn't particularly great, and Butler and Kurtz are both left-handed hitters, so you're gonna, have the advantage there. But I think this is going to be a weird series by any means, and I think just as easily as they could sweep this thing could like turn into a hot mess. And I'm also probably not going to be staying awake for all of them, but this is going to be a weird series, I feel like.
Are you concerned at all about Bregman?
I'm not. It's like a weird level of like, I'm not really concerned in the sense that like, I think by the time October hits, he's just going to lock in because that's who he is. He's that guy. But especially without Roman, you now need this guy to be the guy who your offense is centered around. And I know like Jaron has been better in the second half and stuff. And if he wants to take it up a level, I'm open to that. But in general, it's like Roman and Bregman, those were like, your two guys who you're like, especially after the Devers trade, it's like, these are the two guys who are going to have to really, hold this offense together. And I appreciate that Bregman's gritting through this right now. I can't imagine, he's probably at 60% health, best case scenario at the moment. But I am going to need Bregman to produce because he's now next guy up in terms of being the best player on the team. And, once again, I think as long as you get into October, that guy's going to lock the hell in. He's a professional and he's a great postseason player. But yeah, I want Bregman to heat up over these last 2-3 weeks because I don't want to see the numbers go down even more and then kind of it be a prayer that he turns it back around. And I don't want to fall further down in the wild card race. I don't want to go to Houston for 3 games, ideally. I'd much rather take my shot at the Yankees, whether we're host. I'd prefer host, obviously, but at least we have to go to Yankee Stadium. We've taken care of business against that team. And I know they beat Houston in Fenway this year, but it's like, I'd way rather play the Yankees than have to go to Houston.
Yeah, especially because none of those games were against Jordan Alvarez, and he's healthy. So I'm scared. I'm good on facing him. I'm not super concerned about Bregman, but it's like he's hitting second in the order. Right. He's getting a lot of at-bats. I get that you need him, and hitting him lower in the order isn't going to help him get better. I also think it's kind of funny how all of us kind of were like, yeah, he comes back way before he should for his health. But like magically while playing through it, he's going to get healthier. Like, no. We were kind of just hoping he couldn't hurt it any worse. And like, as you can see, like, cause he came back with a bang, like he was hitting really well when he came back. The power was there for like, at first he's been stuck on 16 home runs for a long time. Maybe he can fluke one out of Sacramento. That'd be really nice, probably for him, just to see one leave. I mean, he got robbed in this series by Blaze Alexander. He's been robbed a lot lately. I think there's some nuance to Bregman's struggles. I think that Scott Boras is a prick for coming out and being like, yeah, he's opting out the day after Roman died. So that's like really, really rude. I get it. Scott Boras is who Scott Boras is. It's not his job to hold Red Sox Nation's hand. But I'm like, barring injury or catastrophic slump, he's in the middle of a 5 for 48 and missed 2 months already with an injury that he's now playing through. Is there some disconnect, or are you talking about him like rupturing his Achilles and never getting a hit again this season as a catastrophic slump and an injury? Because he's been bad and hurt in 2025. And I also give him a ton of credit for playing through this. As much as Nick Sogard saved our bacon today, him as the everyday third baseman would probably give me an ulcer. And
I don't even know if we would have gotten there. We'd probably still be in the Abraham Toro era.
That's a good point. Could be Toro, and Toro could be back too. Like he's still around. Like Christian Campbell's in purgatory.
You say that like it's a threat.
It is. Believe me, it is. I mean, Nate Eaton played third a little bit earlier in the year. Like we're talking Nate Eaton against righties, and it's already bad enough that Cora loves leading him off because he's handsome and fast. Like it's brutal. Like it's crazy where we've gotten here with now having to deal with some injuries. And I don't think we're going to see Campbell again. I know you mentioned like the pitching matchups. I think they're going to push Tolle back for Friday against the Yankees. I think that's probably the best thing to do, not necessarily because of matchups. I think if we're playing he could face a really bad team or he could face the New York Yankees, we're going to have him face the really bad team. But he's never pitched on starter's rest before, like traditional MLB starter rest. Make him do it twice in a row after the way the last start went. Probably not
Bernardinoing Wednesday, you think?
No, I think someone's getting called up. I don't know who. I'll throw out a prediction and it's wonky. Ready? It's not either person you're thinking it is. I think it's Tyler Uberstein.
I'm open to that.
I think Tyler Uberstein starts Wednesday.
Yeah, let's try it. He's not on the 40-man, so they'd have to clear a spot, right?
Cello 60 day I'm praying on it now at this point, or Isaiah Campbell DFA, whichever. Take your pick. I really don't care. Marcelo's not playing again this year, so if you want to throw him on the 60 day, by all means, do it now, just for fun, just to have the free spot. Also, is Liam Hendricks alive?
He did post on Instagram the other day, so I think he is.
But it was like he was facing batters. Also, Luis Perales is throwing like 100 in his rehab. Like, I don't even know. Is that like a real thing? Like, could that be a thing?
I don't think it's going to be a thing, but I kind of am open to it being a thing if the universe decides to let it be a thing. But gun to my head, I don't think it's actually a thing.
Yeah, that'd be kind of sick though. Like MLB debut is like the 6th inning with 2nd and 3rd, 2 outs against the Yankees in the wild card round, and he just like mows Aaron Judge down. That would be such a core thing to do. He's like, "Oh, here you go, Rook, first ever." It's like when it's apples and oranges, but like when Joe Jakes came in, bases loaded, nobody out against the Rockies in the pouring rain. Like, go get him, Rook. And I think Nolan Jones was hitting, so I was like the only competent individual in the Rockies lineup. He's like, yeah. Yeah, I think Tyler Uberstein starts Wednesday. I think that'd be super fun. I think he pitched 2 days ago, so I would line him up for 5 days rest. I think he pitched Friday, so Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 4 days rest, and then Friday or Wednesday. That'd be sick.
Yeah, I'm open to that.
And it's TBD for the A's. And Uberstein is Rule 5 eligible, which is important to note because he's been really good.
Yes.
In AAA, so he's somebody that is definitely a candidate to be lost. I mean, his ERA is actually 4 in AAA. I don't believe that. I feel like every time I see anything about him,
the stat lines feel better than that.
Oh, he kind of got roughed up the last on the 30th against the Rays affiliate. He gave up 5 earned in 5 innings.
Okay.
And Yeah, he had a little bit of a rough patch at the end of August. Okay, because it was like low threes for a while. I'm not lying. I swear to God.
No, I'm looking, and yeah, I agree. That's generally where I had seen it, was like the mid threes.
I still think it'll be Uberstein, or and maybe not Uberstein, but maybe it's Bernardino, Uberstein, Kelly, and then you hope that you have Whitlock and Chapman hand them a lead or at least a tie game to work with.
Yeah, but we have to keep in mind with Dustin May the day before,
Oh,
you're
good point.
probably burning through the pen.
Oh, good point.
If it was Crochet the day before, I'd be like, yeah, you can probably make this work. But we get a Dustin May TBD back-to-back nightmare blunt rotation.
So hang on. Now, like, has it already been announced that Crochet is definitely starting tomorrow?
Yeah.
So he is pitching on 4. Oh no, because they had an off day before Arizona,
Yes.
so never mind.
Yeah, they had
He
Thursday
is
off.
he's on 5 days rest. Okay. So never mind. I was gonna say if it's 4 days rest, maybe they just push him a day, and then
Right.
we'll deal with the May experience in game one. It's like just rip the Band-Aid off. Like we know that game's a loss, but I don't want to like have to wait a day to convince myself that maybe it's not. But yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. Ugh, disgusting. I wish Christian Campbell could come back.
I do too. I miss him. Sure, May was so bad, but it was for Trevor Story too.
Yeah,
And
and patience paid off with Trev. Although to be fair to Story versus Campbell, like Trev returned to form by like deciding I know I'm going to strike out a lot. I know I'm going to whiff a lot. I know I'm going to chase a lot. But when I make contact, I'm going to hit the crap out of the ball.
yeah,
Christian Campbell has still struck out a lot, still swung and missed a lot, and his contact isn't great. The
right.
batted ball luck has been a lot better. And I know that like Polar Park's a bandbox. Like Frenchie Cordero and Bobby Dahlbeck were like Poppy and Manny in Worcester.
What a time to be alive.
Like David Hamilton went down for a week and hit 3 home runs. Like this dude's got like
Yeah.
he swings al dente fettuccine. Like he doesn't have power. I mean, he has some, but like not
Yeah.
a lot. Um it'd be nice to see Casey again. I doubt we do.
I do too. I think at this point, barring some sort of major injury where they're like, okay, this is what we have to do, I don't think we're going to see him again. If it was going to happen, it would have been the September 1st call up.
Yeah, like if like Bregman would have to go down again, and it's almost not like a white flag, but it's like this is our last gasp. Let's just hope the Rook has another rookie of the month in him,
Yeah.
And can kind of bookend what was a very topsy turvy season for him and carry us to the playoffs. Go save us another baby. Yeah, it's tough. And then there's Vaughn Grissom, who's just there, but poor guy. He will not be. He will almost 100% be DFA'd. Like maybe the second the season's over. Truly.
Which is such a sad way for it all to end when you think about just how good Chris Sale has been as an Atlanta Brave. It's like, which, I understand there was a lot of anti-Sale sentiment from a lot of people in the fan base and a lot of people trying to rewrite history once it didn't go right. Now, I know both of us have always been Chris Sale truthers, so we're allowed to allowed to be this way.
There is Twitter evidence that I said to extend him. I said
Yeah.
I was so far gone with Chris Sale as a Red Sox that I was drinking the Kool-Aid enough to extend him after 2023.
I don't know if I would have gotten that far, but I would have just kept riding it. I would have been like, yeah, we're in too deep. We got to just keep on keeping on. He's going to stay healthy one of these years.
Yeah. The headband conceals the third eye. That's the one that
Yeah.
saw that Chris Sale had a Hall of Fame resurgence ahead of him. Now this is not before we give our, because I want to end on our series prediction. What are your thoughts on the fiasco in Miami? The video of the woman that went like psychotic on that child.
Yeah, I like that, baseball Twitter got to, really take over the world for a day for the first time in a long time. We haven't had a day as good as Dingergate since then. That's still my favorite day in baseball Twitter history. and obviously Castellanos. But I think, obviously it's a shit show. I feel obviously for the kid in the situation. It's like, why is this person yelling at me? I don't think the dad. Here's the thing: it was a free for all ball. So like whoever gets it gets it. It's not like the dad like ripped it out of anyone's hands or anything. But once ball hits the ground, anyone can pick it up. So and the fact that it was for a young kid, especially, it's like, I don't understand how you can be mad about it. But there's so many crazy people now. And there's always been crazy people, but now we have the internet, so we get to know about all of them. And
Yeah.
it's like, I do think, obviously, I get why he was just like, I'm going to give it to her to make her go away, because I've been there. And I appreciate the Phillies doing the right thing and taking care of everything afterwards. Like, shout out the Philadelphia Phillies, rare W for that organization. But, it's definitely not a fun one if you're involved in it. And hopefully all the stuff the kid, and I don't know how much of it's true. I saw someone offering like the Kid World Series tickets and stuff.
I think we've gone too far for giving him World Series tickets for that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm like that feels like a bit much. I think the signed ball and signed bat and whatever they did, that seemed like a perfectly fair trade. I think I've endured something to get me World Series tickets then, but it's fine. Once again, I think it got a little blown up, honestly, compared to like, I bet stuff like this does happen more than you realize. And like this one just happened to get caught. But
the whole thing was on TV because there's like tens of people that go to Marlins games and they just all happen to be in that one spot. Harrison Bader hit a home run.
Right. Versus like, if, probably shit like this happens at Yankee Stadium like a couple times a month. We just don't see it because, there's more going on there. But, hey, at least people were on baseball Twitter who normally aren't on baseball Twitter. Grow the game. That woman helps grow the game.
Yeah.
If nothing else.
If for nothing, I mean, she got the ball. It was not then retaken from her, so she does get that.
Yeah.
She gets a little bit of Twitter infamy, so she gets that as well. I've been there. Mine was more funny. Yours was more embarrassing. Was it more embarrassing? Yeah, probably.
Yeah, because
in the negative sense.
Yeah, that one's definitely more embarrassing because like you didn't make yourself look like a bad person.
No. Well, I mean, depending on if you thought I did it on purpose.
Well, that would have been a crazy 12-6 if it was on purpose.
That's a very good point. At my best, I did not have that kind of precision, but yeah, I think people are trying to like outdo the last person. Like I saw that same person. I think we're talking about the same person here that offered World Series tickets. Also, so they were going to buy them like an RV. Like why? Like they get a friggin' turn to Walter White. Like they're gonna start. They're gonna do a road trip across the United States while cooking meth, and then go watch Shohei Ohtani hit a home run off of Hunter Brown in the World Series. Or maybe Fernando figures it out by that point, and it's the Padres versus the Astros. That's still my prediction. Sadly, I don't know if Cora's at the point where he's saying that Roman needs to prepare for Game 1 of the ALCS. I'm like, it's like Magic Johnson. Like we're not going to be there. It's I don't know how they get through. Like I don't know if we can get through. We could barely get through the Diamondbacks in September. We're gonna get through the Yankees and the Astros in the playoffs without Roman Anthony. Come on, be serious. I don't think Nate Eaton's leading us to the promised land. Sadly,
good. You can't prove he can't.
I can't prove he can't. But the fact that he's been so bad as a big leaguer, although he did walk today. Like I'll give him credit. He walked against a righty. That set up the Nick Sogard 2-run double. I swear, Eaton's been so much worse than his numbers say. He's hitting 260 with a 321 on base. I just refuse to accept that as fact. That is the 190th 260 of all time. I'll say that right now. But yeah, How do you think the series is going to shake out for the Sox? Oh, I'll give the actual matchups first, because we've mentioned every individual who's pitching, but not actually said what the matchups are. Game 1, 10:05 start. Monday, Garrett Crochet against Luis Morales. Game 2, we got Dustin May, 10:05 start against Jeffrey Springs, Red Sox legend. And then game 3, currently scheduled, is Payton Tolle. I think it'll be Tyler Uberstein. There's reason to believe it could be Kyle Harrison, although him coming off one
Yeah, it would
inning.
require him to exist.
Yeah. He'll start the game, and Alberto Mondesi will be starting at shortstop.
Liam
Or
Hendricks for the ninth.
Liam Hendricks getting the 9th inning. Yeah. It could also be Connolly Early. Again, got scratched from his start today, which was game 2 of the doubleheader. So we'll see. And that is against nobody right now. TBD for the
I'm
A's.
seeing a Mason Barnett.
That's not a guy. Not a person. Hold on. Let's
1-1 with a 9 ERA.
You shouldn't have said that. Now I kind of want to predict a series loss. To be fair, he's pitched 9 innings, so he's given up 9 runs. Hang on. 5 innings. He's getting better. Okay, so like first start was August 30th. He went 4 innings, allowed 5 against the Rangers, and then on the 5th of September, he went 5, allowed 4. So he's improving. So you know that 6 innings of 1-run ball with 12 strikeouts is imminent for Mason Barnett, who is apparently a guy, like a real person, like a real human person, 24 years old, younger than me. Don't love that. Don't love that. Was kind of hoping he'd be like in the Tyler Uberstein mold of like, I'd never heard of him before this year. Oh, he was born in 98. Sadly, no. November of 2000. Not quite Roman Anthony of 04. But still a young buck. How do you think the series goes for the Sox?
This is like the first time all season where I'm at a complete loss. Where I don't even have a thought what's going to happen. I'm not going to pick against a crochet day. That's my rule. We're going to win on Monday. But oh my God, we have to deal with Dustin May and then TBD in a minor league park. And I know you're facing a bad team. Like the A's are not good. And their pitchers who we're facing are also not good. So, which is what makes it hard. Like if the A's were somehow good, even like Tampa, who's also currently playing in a minor league stadium, it's like, and like good, but at least like they're a real baseball team with real pitching. I'd be like, oh yeah, this is going to be a 1-2. The Sox could conceivably still sweep this thing or get swept because none of this is real. This is going to be the most made up 3-game series of the season. I'll say they go 2-1, and I don't even know which one of Tuesday, Wednesday they win. I'm just going to say one of them happens and that they need it to happen because I really don't want to be going back to Fenway below 500 on the road trip heading into the Yankee series, even though I know they've taken care of business against the Yankees this year. But, that series is a must win. You got to take 2 out of 3 against the Yankees next weekend. So take 2 out of 3 against Sacramento and make me believe again.
Yeah, definitely in need of a get right series. The vibes are very low right now, even after winning today. Like it almost kind of feels like the Diamondbacks gave it to you because, they did.
Yeah.
And Jordan Lawlar had a 2-run throwing error. At the time the D-backs were winning, the Red Sox then promptly gave the lead up, but that's a 2-run error that happened. Nick Sogard may not be a hero in the 9th inning if not for Jordan Lawlar making 2 errors in this game, 2 throwing errors in this game. So even more reason to laugh at you for wanting him in 2021. But
my bad. Hand up.
Yeah, according to Tommy Castle of Worcester TNG Sports, Chad Tracy said that the Red Sox wanted him not to pitch today, and they're probably dealing with stuff up there. And they said they just don't want him to throw, so he's staying available. But did say nothing was imminent for Connolly Early. So I am going to rescind my statement that it's going to be Uberstein, and I'm going to say it's going to be Connolly Early. So I'm right.
Hey, I'm good with that too. Why not throw more rookies into this mix to save the season?
Absolutely. I'm now really hoping for Luis Perales to be a thing. Like that'd be so cool. Like let's just make the whole team rookies and Alex Bregman. And Connor Wong, because he saved
Yeah,
Aroldis
hey,
Chapman. And Chapman. Chapman can stay too, because need the closer.
no, I mean, hey, maybe they'll get Witherspoon up before the end of the season.
Bring up Dyson Witherspoon MLB debut in Game 162.
If we were the Angels, it would be possible.
If we were the Angels, he would have started July or
He'd be starting the Wednesday TBD game.
Yeah, he'd be the first guy up for Wednesday. But no. Oh man. Maybe Ben Simmons can come try and win Rookie of the Year in another sport, since he's already exercised his rookie rights 4 times in the NBA. Jason Dominguez. Anyway. Oh, I didn't give my prediction.
No, you didn't.
I didn't. I'm stalling. I'm not trying to get us to an hour. I completely forgot. I'll also go 2 of 3. I think they win the crochet start in the TBD. The TBD game's going to be kind of weird. I don't know who's pitching it. I've already predicted 3 different guys to start it. So it's kind of like, I don't know if you remember that the video of Kevin Garnett predicting that like every Celtic to hit the game-winning shot, and then when Marcus Morris hit it, he's like, I told you it was going to be him. He predicted the play was for literally everybody on the floor. And then Morris hit the shot, and he's like, I told you that's going to be me on Wednesday with whoever starts. It could be, yeah, I've covered my bases. It could be Chris Sale, and I will be right. It could be Chris Sale on Wednesday.
Can you imagine? Now that would be electric. He gets put on waivers.
Yeah. I honestly, I understand that he wouldn't be allowed to pitch in October, but if I could get 4 Chris Sale starts in September, I'm okay. They'd win the vibes would be through the roof, and then get him in the dugout like Jose Iglesias in 2021. Absolutely. Sign me up for that. So yeah, Chris Sale starting Wednesday against Mason Barnett. Not a guy. Just refuse to acknowledge that he's a guy.
2K auto-generated name ever.
I'm gonna throw out a crazy prediction here though for the series. Nate Eaton's gonna homer.
Well, I was at the game when he hit the ladder.
I was also at that game.
Yeah.
All three of the weekend crew were at that game.
Laddergate, and I was so confused when that happened because I thought it was a home run off the bat. Like, what? Why is he still standing there?
If you hit the top leg of the ladder, it should be a home run. I don't care.
Yeah. Like, I was so confused. So hey, he's due. It's Nate Eaton's time. It maybe, you know what? I'll go one further. If he's gonna do it, it's off Jeffrey Springs. It's got to
lead off the game on Tuesday. And then
at
Alex Cora is so impressed that he leads him off against Mason Barnett, who I don't know what hand he throws with.
I think he's right-handed.
I'm still not 100% convinced that's a person.
Yeah, right.
But Nate Eaton will lead that game off for sure. He homered and he's fast and handsome.
He's New Roman.
Yeah. I believe it. Anyway, any final thoughts?
Please win this series.
Yeah, please. Seriously. Welcome back to the NFL season. That's my final thought. Patriots naturally losing week 1, evergreen. They do this when they're good or bad, except actually last year they won week 1, which we
should have known that was going to be a really bad year.
Yeah, they dumped Gatorade on Gerard Mayo because they beat the Zach Taylor-led Cincinnati Bengals in week 1. We should have known that season was chalked the moment the Gatorade hit Mayo's back. Super Bowl.
We're on to Miami. It's fine.
Yeah. Anyway, maybe Gonzo will play. But yeah, there's your football minute to get us closer to an hour of recording time. But yeah, that'll do it for this edition of the Pesky Report, episode 519, presented by Beyond the Monster. For Jack, I'm Jordan. Until next time, peace out and go Sox.